I'm okay. Look, Terrence Howard is actually I okay. He, I'm not monetized, so I can curse. Terrence Howard is fucking stupid. Okay. Um. Well, okay. I just look at the Wikipedia page. All right. Let's look at this basic proof here. Not even looking at whatever this shit is, which is already wrong in the first page I looked at. And I can. Let's look at this, okay? If 1 times 1 equals 1, that means 2 is of no value because 1 times itself has no effect. 1 times 1 equals 2 because the square root of 4 is 2. So what's the square root of 2? Should be 1, but we're told it's 2. No, we're not. Uh, we're told. What are we told the square root of 2 is? Let's look this up. Square root of 2. That I don't know if that's true, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if that's true, and that cannot be. Yeah, it can't be because it's not true. You idiot. All right, let's look at this. He says the basic laws of common sense. That's a law that exists in math. Yeah. If A times B equals C, then C must be some product of A and B. Okay, that's true. That's true. Yeah. In order for 1 times 1 equals 1, the value of A or B has to be missing from the final product of C. No, no, it doesn't. Okay, then let's try to add 1 to both sides of the equation. Alright, well, if we're saying that 1 times 1 equals 1, then if we add 1 to both sides of the equation, that should say 2 equals 2, because this is equal to 1, this is equal to 1. If we add 1 to both sides, that'll just be 1 times 1 plus 1. See, you're, your proof here is assuming that what you're saying is already correct. You're doing this in the you're you're doing this in the wrong order, my man. Let's let's get out the MS Paint for this, okay? Let's go to the MS Paint for this. All right, all right. Let's try to add 1 to both sides of the equation, okay? 1 times 1 equals 1. All right, all right. Let's add 1 to both sides of the equation, okay? What? Huh? Yeah, yeah. I'm coming. Okay, give me a second. So 1 times 1 plus 1 equals 1 plus 1. All right? This is what you're saying right here. We're adding 1 to both sides of the equation. All right? Let's make this a bit more uh like I don't know, a bit more sophisticated. All right, 1 times 1 plus 1 equals 1 plus 1. All right, 1 times 1. What is 1 times 1 equal? Well, we're saying that 1 times 1 equals 1. So this equals 1 plus 1 equals 1 plus 1. You gotta do the parentheses first, all right? What do we have here? 2 equals 2. Oh my god. That's crazy. That's wild. So, I mean, I mean, bro, did you miss third grade? Did you drop out in the second? Like, are you? I mean, okay. Let's look at the actual flaw of logic here. Okay, you're saying that you're saying that 1 plus 1 times 1 equals 2. Okay, which it does actually. What? Actually, no. I don't understand the flaw in logic here. What are you even doing? I don't know what you're doing. I, because you're assuming that 1 times 1 equals 2, but you're saying that this equation here equals 2, which means that your proof is wrong because you're saying that this here is equal to 2, but then you're saying that this right here is equal to actually equal to 3. I don't understand what you're saying here because there's this funny. Let's do this without parentheses as well. There's this funny little thing called PEMDAS, right? Parentheses, exponentials, multiplication, division. So let's do multiplication. 1 times 1. Uh, 1 times 1 equals, that equals 1. Equals 2. 2 equals 2. I mean, you're, you're assuming that your thing is true for your proof, which is stupid because you have to. There. Okay, well. So I honestly, I don't even understand what you're doing here. I don't. Are you assuming that 1 times 1 equals 2 for your proof? Like, are you saying that 1. Okay, 1. Okay, let's do this. 1 times. Let's assume that 1 times 1 equals 1, right? 1 plus 1 times 1 equals 2. Well, if 1 times 1. If we're assuming that 1 times 1 equals 1 right here, then this is true. 2 equals 2. I don't. I don't know what you're saying. Because this right here, you're saying that this right here and this right here, they're equal to 1. So I don't. So this is just saying 1 plus 1 equals 2. So what you're saying here is that 1 plus 1 is actually equal to 3. Terry. Now let me take this a step further. I really want you, or whoever else, um, I want. Let's. I think you have a very large misunderstanding of what multiplication actually is. So let's. You need to reread it. There are no mistakes. Yeah, sure, buddy. Sure, Terrence Howard. So let's review what multiplication actually is. What does multiplication actually say? What is operation? What is okay? Well, first off, let's look at what 2 times 2 is. What does 2 times 2 equal? Well, we have. Let's say let's say we have. Let's count apples, okay? Yeah, apple. We have okay. You know, actually, that's a bad example. Um, how do I explain this? All right. So you have 2 pairs of 2. All right. So, yeah, you have 2 groups of 2. All right. 2 groups of 2. So you have 1 group of 2, and then you have 2 groups of 2. How many is that? That's 4. All right. You have 1 group of 2 right here, and you have another group of 2 right here. All right. That's equal to 4, right? If you have 1 times 2, what does that equal? Well, you have a 1 group of 2, right? It's just how many. You could also say you have 2 groups of 1. So you have one. You just have 2 groups of 1. So that's equal to 2. Well, let's do 1 times 1. What does 1 times 1 equal? Well, when you have 1 group of 1, that's equal to 1. You fucking idiot. Um, so let's take this and let's. I came up with an example to show you how asinine your logic is, your logic language. Okay, let's say you have pairs of shoes. All right, pairs of shoes. All right. With your logic, you're saying that half a pair of shoes is equal to 2 shoes. All right, half a pair. Now, with your, I mean, just listening to what I'm saying. One, I like half a pair of shoes, right? You have 2 shoes in a pair, right? So half a pair of shoes should be equal to 1, but what you're saying is that a half a pair of shoes is equal to 2. And here's why, okay? And just pretend that this oval is a shoe, all right? If we have 2 pairs of shoes, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. All right? 2 pairs of shoes. That's 2 pairs, all right? So that's 2 times 2 because that's what multiplication is, all right? You have 2 pairs of shoes. All right. How many two shoes total do you have? Four. You have 4 total shoes, right? You have 1 pair of shoes. All right. How many shoes is 1 pair of shoes? All right. What we're saying is 1 times 2 here. 1 pair of shoes. That's 2 shoes. Now, what happens when we have half a pair of shoes? All right. That's 1 shoe. That's a 1 times 1. All right. Because you have, half a pair of shoes. And 2, unless you want to say that half of 2 is not 1. All right. But 2 times 1/2. 1/2 of 2 is 1, right? So half a pair of shoes, that's 1 times 1. How many shoes do you have, Terry? How many shoes do you have, Terry? Let's count here. 1. Now, if you... Well, you know what? You know what? Sure, let's go with your logic. Half a pair of shoes. That's 2 shoes. You know what? Half a pair of shoes. That's 2 shoes. All right. 2 pairs of shoes. That's actually 8 shoes. By your logic. You stupid son of a bitch. You really need to take some advice from the people. You really need to take some advice from Yusuf here. Please stick to acting. Your proof right here is literally wrong. Because we're not told that the square root of 2 is 2. Can you... Square root 2. 1.4142. So on, so... You are the dumbest person I've met. I'm... What... I don't even because this is... I don't know what you're trying to even say here. I'm not gonna lie. What did you do here? What what did you do here? And you ought to. I don't understand your logic language is stupid. You attempted to debunk the Pythagorean theorem. Or, uh, what? Why? I don't understand. My I think you're just confused. You don't believe in the number 0. Well, I mean, I'm a programmer, okay? So my definition of 0, like I code, okay? My definition of the number 0 is kind of different from like the mathematical perspective of 0. Cuz with like programming stuff, 0 is, uh defined like okay, besides the point. How do you not believe in negative numbers? Because I mean like cuz I guess I could kind of see not believing in 0. 0 doesn't really appear anywhere in like the natural world. But 0 is still kind of an important concept in math in a lot of different areas. So I think, well, okay, Terry. Also, what do you think that 2 times 0 point? Okay, sorry, I won't use decimals because that'll probably confuse you. 2 times 1/2. What does that equal? Half of 1. All right. What is 2 times 1/2? What is 1/2 of 2? That's 1, right? Well, if 1 times 1 equals 2, then this can't work. Actually, by your logic, I don't think we could even. I don't think we can even multiply by fractions or decimals or anything like that. I don't even believe. I don't think you believe in decimals either. I mean, what? I mean, you think you could also kill gravity, but I don't even know if you could. Could you even like? How would you get there if you can't? You kill everybody on the spaceship. How would you like? You can't launch anything with this math. You really, you're really something, Terry. And I'm ashamed to admit that my mom truly believed in what you were saying without any like people really are believing this. It's actually tragic. I mean, it's genuinely tragic how gullible, how stupid some people are. This is some mad misinformation right here. Um, well, I mean, like, and you claim you can like see stuff in the. I mean, I tried to watch your 3 hour Joe Rogan podcast video, but there was just so much fucking yapping in there. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. You are the. I'm not like I'm not even. I don't think I'm kidding. You are probably the dumbest person over. You are the dumbest person I think I've seen. Like online. Like like you know you know Beetlejuice, that really dumb kid that said that doesn't know what color a carrot is. I think I think he's probably. I'm not gonna lie. He's probably smarter than you. Like he could probably do better math than you. Like if he really put his mind to it, he could really do a lot. Like a lot more than you. And I'm not saying that. I mean, Beetle. That's kind of mean. That was kind of a mean thing to say. I'm not gonna lie. Like to Beetlejuice, not to Terry Howard. Like even comparing Beetlejuice to Terrence Howard is kind of disrespectful to Beetlejuice's legacy. I think because I mean like he's really like a NASA scientist compared to this guy. What I want to know formal language. Okay, in logic, mathematics, computer science, and language, a formal language consists of words. Okay, yeah. I just it's called teriology too. How are you gonna believe? And how I don't understand your logic language because you have a very large misinterpretation of what multiplication actually like your definition of multiplication is just different from the actual mathematical definition of like excuse me like the actual definition of like I mean you can have a different like system of logic and in math there are different like mathematical systems and you can make your own, but how the hell did we launch rockets into space, Terry? How did we do that with if your math is more correct than ours? Because okay, 1 times 1 equals, what is 2 times 2 equal? What is your definition of I don't what is your definition of multiplication? I don't understand. What you're I mean this is some mad misinformation right here. You attempted to I mean you, in your system of math, and maybe the Pythagorean theorem won't work, but that's because your system of math is wrong. And like I said, there can be different systems of of like math and multiplication, and like you can have a different definition for those things in different systems, but you can't claim yours is more right than any others because math is objective. You can't say something is wrong with when it's a fact. That's like that's like saying that physics like gravity is wrong and that you can fly or something. Like, and people really believe this. People really believe this to be like the truth. I'm kind of disappointed that people are believing this without any doing their own research. Because I mean I understand not everyone's like super into math or anything. I'm pretty into math, I think. But I mean just like think, Mark. Think, Derry. Think. I know that's probably something pretty hard for you to do, but maybe reconsider your position on this. I don't need. How are you gonna? How are you gonna? I don't. You're yeah. Your beliefs are definitely bizarre and outlandish. How how are you gonna try and prove what you're saying, and then the proof of what you're saying is wrong because you're stupid. You don't. I don't even know how you're like a person. Really, you should really go back to acting, please. Please go back to acting. You you spent so much time thinking about this. I really think you should try like listening for once. You spent so much time thinking about how your stuff is right, but maybe you should try like just like listening to other people for once, maybe. Because I mean, thinking on your own, thinking creatively, that's cool and all. But you can't say that one times one equals two with our definition because that's just your definition of multiplication is wrong, man. You're actual like you're like you're thinking of it like it's not. You're thinking of it like it's something else. Like you're thinking of a completely different operation than a multiplication. Maybe like look, okay? I'm gonna do this again. We're gonna talk about this again. Here's another example. Rows and columns. We're gonna do the rows and columns thing. So we're gonna have multiplication sign here. So 2 times 2. So this is a good example of how multiplication works. So we draw a line for each number, and we count the intersections. So 2 times 2. There's one intersection there, there's another intersection there, there's another intersection there, there's another intersection there. 2 times 2, that's 4. And you can count the intersections here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 intersections with the lines. And while this isn't this is just like an interpretation of multiplication. This is just like a way to describe it. It's not the actual mathematical definition. But let's do this. 2 and 1. There's 2 lines here and there's 1 line here. 1, 1. We count the intersections. You can see 1 times 2. That's 2 because there's 2 intersections. Let's do 1 times 1. You can see right here. 1 intersection. 1 times 1 equals 1. If you disagree, your definition of multiplication is literally just wrong. And I mean, I don't really have anything else to say. I'm just baffled that people are believing this. It's kind of wild to me that people really believe that he's this guy can't be real. He has to be an NPC, right? He has to be coded. He has to be an AI. Please, there's no way this guy is real. I don't even want to get into this. Where the waves of arithmetic and the waves of multiplication converge. What? what? What are the waves of arithmetic? And waves? What? There are no waves. This is not an ocean. You are not. You are not cooking, my man. It's because someone forgot to fall. Someone forgot to follow the basic rules of multiplication. I'm I'm actually speechless. I'm not gonna lie, buddy. Buddy, you need to. You really need to. I just. I really. I really. I don't understand. Yeah, see, this guy gets it. I just. I don't. I don't quite get it. I really. You can't use addition rules for multiplication because they're two different operations. I mean technically multiplication is repeated addition, but the operations by which you actually like do them are different. Like like yeah, do you count with your fingers, Terry? Did you like did you even pass like fourth grade? Like on those quick multiplication tests, what was your score? Are you just salty that you flunked to math in the fourth or fifth grade because you don't understand it? I think you might just be coping because you don't understand math and you want to think you're smart or something. You really want to think you're smart. You really like, but you're maybe read a little bit more instead of writing all this out because I don't. This is what is happening here. I really I'm having I'm having trouble understanding, and I really how would you react if there were decimals? Like what is 1 times 1.1, Terry? Tell me, what is 1 times 1.1 in your logic language? I really want to know. I really want to understand your logic language. I want you to explain it to me. And I want you to give me a very basic a very cuz I'm not going to lie, you just don't understand how multiplication works. And don't get me started. What would you do with the exponentiation? What would you do there? Do you even know that what exponentiation is? 1 times 9 equals 10. 1 times 9 equals 10. If 1 times 1 equals then and to infinity and beyond. What is one group, Terry? If you have one group of 14 things, okay, let's say you have one closet, right? Okay, let's say you have some amount of closets and you have 14 clothes in those closets. okay? And you have one, you pick one of those closets, okay? How many clothes do you have in one of those? You know what? Let's do an even better example. Let me open up back up MS Paint. You have you have some amount of boxes, and you have 5 things in each of those boxes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we have 6 groups. We have 6 boxes of 5 like balls. I don't know. That's just what they look like. Let's say we have 5. These are each rooms. Okay. We have 6 rooms, and each of those rooms have 5 people in them. Okay. 6 rooms, and each of those rooms have 5 people in them. Well, if we do to get the total amount of people, we do 6 times 5. Okay. And 6 times 5, that's 30. So we have 30 people. So 30 people total. 30 people total, okay? I think this is probably the best explanation I'm going to have. All right, well, let's take away one of those rooms, all right? So we have 5 rooms. 5 rooms with 5 people. Well, that's 5 times 5. So 25, right? So we have 25 people total, all right? And you can count that. You can count that. This is, all right? So let's take away those 2 rooms. So now we have 3 rooms. Oh, that's the wrong tool. We have 3 rooms with 5 people each in them. That's 3 times 5. That equals 15. All right. Well, if we take away all of them, we have 1 room with 5 people. That's 1 times 5. Well, let's count the people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 people total. There's no magical 6 person out here waiting. That does what? And that doesn't happen. So 1 times 5 equals 5. And therefore, if we have one person, if we have a lot of rooms, okay, let's try another box. But we have 1 person in each of these. All right. Well, we have 3 rooms, but we have 1 person in each of them. Well, that's 1 times 3. Let's count the people. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 people. 3 people total. Let's go back to 1 room with 1 person. That's 1 times 1. And as you can see, there's 1 person. That's 1 person total. You how is that for logic, huh? How I really failed to comprehend your logic here. Maybe I think you're just confused. I think you just don't understand what multiplication is. Because you're using addition. You're using addition to prove something with multiplication. You can't do that. You can't do that. All right. Well, I think I'm done ranting. Um, I guess that's it from me. Bye bye.